You're watching Lansdowne Raw, the voice of the fans, and tonight's live show, we're going to catch up the latest news in Irish football, including the speculation that it's nearly very, very close. Ferguson off to Roma. There's also the latest transfer news with Conor giving us an update on all the little bits of gossip that only he knows at Rep Tracker. So join us here on the live show. We want your views on Irish football. Right, welcome to the show, everybody. If you haven't already subscribed to the show, I'm Martin Prendergast, joined by Conor McAvoy this evening. No Dave.
Thank God.
I know that will disappoint some of you, but yeah, we're here. We're back on a live on I'm losing track of the time and days. It's Tuesday night here. I'm in London. Conor, where are you?
Ireland, the country that we should all be in.
Yeah. But we're here, obviously, catching up with the Raw faithful this evening. If you have not subscribed to the show or you're new to tonight's show, this is where you have your opportunity as an Ireland fan, one of the Raw faithful, to join us as we chat with the latest news in Irish football, speculation on lots of transfers, and the window is obviously still open. The Premier League in England starts a month today, I think, and we're really excited to obviously cover the Championship as well, and EFL. Lots of movements between players and squads and all sorts of things now. We do make sure you have subscribed to the show as well and catch up with the lads' latest episode of the League of Ireland, because a bit of news on that as well this evening. We will chat about that. And yeah, looking forward to getting into it and hearing from you, the Raw faithful. Please do make sure to give us your views. Are you happy with some of these kind of rumours about Ireland players moving? As we said, Ferguson very close to sealing that move to Roma, and Mark Travers today as well announced that he's signed a 4-year deal. Was it at Everton, Conor?
Yeah, 4-year deal, which is
a great move for an Ireland goalkeeper, of course. But we're going to cover lots and lots of bits tonight, so we want to hear from you, the Raw faithful. Let us know your views. Ask us any questions as well this evening. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Get your phone out now, copy the link, send it on to your lap mates in the WhatsApp chat and say, look, get on the show tonight and we'll have a bit of crack. And that's what it's all about. Yep. If you are new to the show as well, just to kind of let you know what we do, we're the most interactive Irish football podcast out there. We want to hear from you, the Raw faithful, but we go to all the games, September, October, November. We can't wait to obviously follow the Republic of Ireland around the world. And it's going to be, obviously, we're off to the USA in the summer next year. Looking forward to that as well. So
and we copy everyone.
And we are, we're not original. We copy everybody. We didn't invent the internet, sadly. So we have been accused of copying other people who also talk about Irish football. So anyway, that's us. We're out there. No Dave, as I said, tonight. So just want to say a big hello to Dave out there. He's always very
he's watching summer. He's watching summer, but
he's watching. I think he's watching back Wimbledon and stuff. It's his kind of game, that. So yeah, well, but we want to hear from you. And while I'm here, and I can see in the background this lovely book, Being the One, David Ford, do check out our YouTube channel, Lansdowne Road, and that's where you will see our wonderful interview with David Ford recently, where we caught up with him, good crack with him, and that will also be coming out on audio soon as well. So good to see you, Conor. Lovely sport in the Ireland Castore top. I do like that one. I'm sure there's going to be some new kit coming out soon. These games.
Just hope so.
How are you getting on anyway? You well?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. It's been busy all day. Actually, of news of weird things happening, unexpected, especially in the last couple of hours. But news is kind of doing the rounds. Well, it's happened, and everyone's a bit shocked by what happened. But anyway, yeah, I'm good. It's always good to get back on a live, especially on a Tuesday when we don't usually do lives on Tuesdays. So yeah, it's good to be back on. Good to not have Dave on. Good that everyone's going to be subscribed by the end of the show who's not on. And people who haven't nominated us yet, Martin, what should they do?
Yeah, they need to nominate us for the Football Content Awards.
Yes.
This is our shout out to you. We want to be nominated as the best creators, the best in social creators for Rep Tracker. That's Conor. Best in social organisation, Rep Tracker. And the best podcast, of course, ourselves, International Lansdowne Raw. We want to hear from you. Please do nominate us, and then we'll go into hopefully the next round or whatever it is, how they're doing it, voting. But it doesn't mean a lot to you, but it does to us. And that we want to just be the voice of the fans. We give you your interaction. We're not behind a paywall or anything like that. These episodes we do, the live shows, we want to chat to you, the Raw faithful and get your views on Irish football and have your say. And if you know any little bits of gossip about Irish football, I mean, look, I went out last night, Conor. It's a social butterfly. I am in London, a busy butterfly. Very busy at the moment, flat out with work, of course, but you have to socialise, you have to live life, of course, as well. And I went off to Windsor races last night to catch the last few races there. And lovely Monday evening, reggae and rum night it was there last night. And I bumped into Kieran Clark. Had a great chat with him. Obviously, he's in the Baller League now.
Yeah.
A few times, obviously, for Ireland, of course. And yeah, lovely lad. Great career, really. Looking back, I was with someone and we were trying to remember all the clubs he played for. But played at a very high level, didn't he? Newcastle.
Yeah. Aston Villa, they were, I know they're good again now, but they were decent when he was there, and played the highest level club and country, and his kind of Ireland career ended in a sad note. Remember when he wasn't in for a while, and then he got called up when he was back playing in the Premier League, and then didn't he get? Who did he get hooked at half time against? He got hooked at half time.
Yeah.
Very
good. Always turn up for Ireland. I thought,
I think he would done probably better in the modern era because he's a left-footed centre half, and it wasn't as big of a deal when he really came through, wasn't it? Not having a left-footed centre half, but but the balance, and I'm sure if Nick's watching tonight, I'm sure he'd be very jealous of you meeting Kieran Clark. But
it was a great little spot actually from Kean last night. It was obviously a big crowd there at Windsor races, and you're going around, and Kean went, "Oh, look, Kean's went, oh, there's Kieran Clark." So, yeah, great to catch up with him and have a chat. So, and we were chatting about Harrow, and because that's where he was brought up, and which isn't far from here. And we're chatting about the Claddagh Ring and things like that. So he's enjoying life. He looked really well. Like that, looked $1 million. Like, geez, he could play now. Fantastic.
Yeah, well, I'm sure because the thing is, he's not old. What did you say? 34. He's not old because he was in that last summer. He was in that PFA camp, where the PFA bring players in, and obviously he's trying to stay fit before finding a new club. And I remember he was linked to clubs, but maybe there was just no offer that tickled his fancy really, or at a level that he wanted to play at. But I'm sure the Ballers League has made him plenty, and I've seen the money the players are making next year is going up drastically. So he'd be happy with that.
Yeah, interesting concept that I need to look into a bit more. But look, we're talking now obviously about we're in the transfer window, of course. We want to hear from you, the Raw faithful. Any questions you want to ask us about Ireland games? Are you going to these Ireland games coming up September, October, and November? Do you think we're going to qualify for USA next summer? Are you still believing in Heimer? Anything you want to get across and your views and a bit of interaction tonight. Really appreciate your input. But some really exciting news, I think, today. We were chatting about the speculation, but this is confirmed. Mark Travers signing for Everton as a goalkeeper, obviously, back up to Jordan Pickford. But a 4-year deal, and that's a great move, isn't it?
I don't know. You tell me why it's a great. You tell me why it's a good move, and I'll tell you why I have mixed emotions.
Well, I think it's a great move for him personally. Like, Jesus, it's a top Premier League side going in. I mean, he's joining up with agent Seamus, of course, there. You wouldn't know what Pickford's at, and I could see Pickford just dropping off. That this is a long-term move, I think. I think Travers is going to go to the World Cup if we get there. He'll probably be our third choice, I would say. But this is him looking after his future. No problem with that at all. Going to a Premier League side. Pickford will go to the World Cup with England, I'd imagine. But then he could be looking at moving on. They might move him on. Going to a new stadium at Everton's, obviously, new ground. Jake O'Brien there as well. Well, I think it's a nice little move. I think I like the Everton link up and stuff. And I think, it's a good move for him. I know he might not play a lot, but goalkeepers, he's relatively young, isn't he? So that's what they do, and they will get opportunities. I think he will be, definitely looking after his future there. Would you agree?
I would agree. Purely financially aspect, I think financially it's probably a brilliant move for him. Hopefully it's better than your cough, but it's a great financial move for him. I think he's set himself for the next 4 years, but I do not think it helps any chances for Ireland. There was a very, very good chance if he went off this season for Bournemouth and went to Championship, he would have been easily Ireland's number 2 because we don't know what's going to happen with Bazunu at Southampton. Ramsdale will leave, but does that mean they'll try and replace him because maybe they can't trust Bazunu anymore with injuries, or he's had a few mishaps at Southampton? Maybe he needs a new club, and obviously O'Leary and Josh Keeley are still probably a bit behind because obviously Josh Keeley's still quite very young, and Max O'Leary, I don't know if he'll get any higher than playing for Bristol City, to be honest with you. And yeah, Travers could have made that number 2 spot his own. He could have. Obviously, injuries happen, and with Kelleher playing week in, week out next season, there'll be a lot more pressure on him, a lot more chance of injury than what he's ever had before. So, like, he could have easily slipped the number, but it's took him really out of the picture really at all. Could lads overtake him now if Josh Keeley goes to championship, or Max O'Leary tears up the championship? Could they overtake him in the pecking order because simply not playing? Like, he's probably been promised to play every week in the cup, not every week, sorry, every round in the cup of FA Cup and League Cup. But is that enough? He's a brilliant keeper. He's more than good enough to play for any championship side. They would be the best keeper in the championship. He won the Golden Glove for a reason when Bournemouth got promoted. You see him leaving today. The Bournemouth fans absolutely adore him. He's really, for his short spell of being that number 1, he was absolutely outstanding. And there was a suggestion by Sky Sports that he was quite firm at the start of this move developing, that he didn't want to go to Everton and he wanted to go be a number 1. So obviously something changed in terms of, obviously the financial package must have been huge. It must be, when you play for Everton, your wages are going to be more than Bournemouth. Simple as, bigger club, bigger fan base, more revenue. But I just do not think it is a good move for his football in future. Maybe if he gets in the next season, he thinks, oh, I'm sick of this, he might get a move. Everton might make money off him. But 4 million, in fairness, 4 million is quite a bit of money to spend on a backup goalkeeper who's heading into the last year of his contract. So Everton obviously think very highly of him, which is always good to see. But like, we don't want Travers being a backup. Like, he's too good, and he's too young as well at this stage of his career to go in as a backup. And I just think, go play football. Yeah, I can't, like, I'm not one for saying go do with your career over financial, because at the end of the day, it is a career, and it's a short career, and you need to make as much money as possible. But another way of making as much money as possible is going out and playing and improving your stock and showing how good you are, and then eventually higher offers and bigger offers will come in from. But it's just quite, it's a mixed, like, because reality is he's probably not going to be Ireland's number 1 ever, because of just the talent we have there. But he's kind of took himself out of any real chance of breaking into the Ireland number. And I'm sure that would be one of his biggest goals in football, is to win back that number 1 jersey after that Serbia game a couple of years ago. People were writing him off. And because the reality is, Martin, he is a top goalkeeper. He's more good enough to play in the Premier League. But it's just disappointing.
It's mad, really, isn't it? Like, we've seen Kelleher go, obviously, from Liverpool to get a number 1 spot somewhere. And you've got Travers, who was ahead of him at one stage, and he's played at Bournemouth, obviously on loan at Middlesbrough, and now he's done the reverse in a way. He's gone back to he's gone to Everton, gone to the People's Club, Everton, and he's
real Irish club in Liverpool.
He's settling, he's settling for the backup role there in a sense. But 26, Pickford's 31, so there is time. He's a very young goalkeeper as well, and look, let's be honest, there's got to be a lot of financial benefits from doing that as well. I mean, he's going to be well rewarded. I think, they've signed a serious pro there. Yes, he will have ambitions, but he has got time on his side. And yeah, I think it's not a bad, I think he might settle that. It's a bit more certain in a way that if he goes to Everton, he will get that game time in the cups, you'd think. And then that's the chance to impress. And he could probably go and turn around to Ireland managers or the Ireland coaching staff, if he's not selected, to say, well, you picked Kelleher last year and he didn't play much. So what's the difference? I'm here and I'm training at a high level and I'm doing everything. So, let us know, Raw Faithful. Do you think that's a good move for Mark Travers to go to Everton? Just confirm there today that he is.
But you can't really compare to Kelleher's situation, because Kelleher played a lot of minutes. Like, despite being number 2, I'd say
over the years he has been a number 2, hasn't he?
Oh yeah. So. Like, the goalkeeping pool was, even though it's always been strong, it's never been, I don't think it's ever been as strong as what it is now in terms of depth. Like, we can go back to our 5th, 6th choice and you're fine. Like, you're happy with that. Like, we've keepers playing in Championship League 1, they're all at a decent level. And I just think for the long-term aspirations of his career, I don't know what much more he can do. But no, hopefully he can hopefully he can get a chance maybe at Everton and he can do something that'll shock everyone because he is that good of a keeper. But when you're number 2, it's very hard to, no matter how well you impress, to overtake someone in goal.
Yeah, no, he has been a very good like backup with Ireland and stuff. And yeah, I felt sorry for him, the mistakes with Ireland, but he's always been there. I mean, last appearance for Ireland in 2023. So seen I know Max O'Leary's out injured, isn't he now for a while? But so he's kind of got that on his side as well. Bazunu there as well. We know like Josh Keeley, a lot in common with Josh Keeley, hasn't he? Mark Travers.
Why?
They've both scored goals.
Travers scored twice.
Has he scored twice? Is he?
Yeah,
once on Wikipedia when I looked it up.
He scored. He scored once. Was it his first game of senior football? He went on loan to some non-league team and scored from his own half.
No?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did, and scored from his own box. But then I think he played for Bournemouth under 23s and some, one of them like local cup finals and scored a header in the last minute to equalise.
That's brilliant. See, it is special when it happens. Goalkeeper scoring and. But not as special as when Josh Keeley did it. But yeah, so that's the confirmed news today, of course. Mark Travers, a transfer that is across the line. And also this is the one I think we're kind of all hoping is going to happen in a way. Well, like let's know your views, Raw Faithful. Evan Ferguson, this is getting close. It's not been confirmed yet, but talking now about it being a permanent deal, €45 million, is it?
Yeah, it's been touted possibly as a permanent deal, but it's not been. I think Sky Sports have said it, haven't they? Said that they want £39 million for them, but it hasn't been really. The problem is it hasn't been really confirmed whether that's the buy option or that's the obligation to buy, or whether that's an upfront fee of £45 million. Because I've seen also Roma want to sign Matt O'Reilly from Brighton, so obviously they're probably trying to do 2 deals at once, or whatever way they're trying to work it. Because I see Roma want to sign Ricardo Rios as well, the Colombian fella who had an offer from, I can't remember who it was. Zenit St. Petersburg, actually. He was at Zenit St. Petersburg, offered him, which is funny seeing Zenit St. Petersburg mentioned in the modern times with the way Russian teams aren't allowed in European competitions anymore, and he turned that down because he wants to go to Roma. So Roma is obviously trying to do a lot of deals at once, and with Gasparini probably coming in as manager, they're probably trying to, if you're going to get a manager that quality to come in the door, you probably have to back him to what he wants, like.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's still lots of debate. Like looking on X and typing Evan Ferguson, and people have got lots of opinions. And Brighton fans sorry to see him going in a sense because they're thinking like, look, remembering what he did and he when he broke onto the scene, scoring goals in the Premier League. Think back to Alan Shearer, Match of the Day, referencing him and saying like how good he thought he was. And we know it's not happened, but Ireland have kept the faith with him as well, and he has delivered. He scored scoring goals for Ireland. I think back to that penalty miss as well that time. Just he had the confidence to step up and take it. But, he just needs a good break, doesn't he? And he needs the pre-season. And we said that, hoping in a way that it was going to be a Brighton. But, I think it'll be a good move, I think, if he goes there. Because I'm sure they'll do all the kind of buy, the sell-on clauses and things like that. So, I think they're going
to look the right clients, to be honest. I think they're going to come back and they're going to regret it. I think this could be a massive regret that they're going to, if they include an obligation to buy or an option to buy in this, I think it's going to be, but it's probably the only way that teams will want him on loan, because who wants to take a player on loan just to develop them? Unless they're like a championship team, a League One team that think maybe they can help them get promoted, but never with a top 5 team, league team, or a team that's playing in Europe. It's just stupid. It's just why I think they're going to regret all this. And I think that Evan Ferguson's just going to show how good he is in Italy. I think he's going to score at least 15 goals next season. I think he's a young striker in Europe in terms of potential. He has all ability in the world. But I think it's madness really from Brighton, to be honest with you, Martin. I think that they're just going to regret this. I've seen he's not actually gone on their pre-season trip to I actually don't know where they are, to be honest. I thought they were somewhere. I thought they were in Turkey, but that's actually Hull or someone who's in Turkey. They could be they're somewhere hot anyway. And I've seen Aaron Cashin there and Andy Moran's there. Jimmy Mullins, obviously we'll speak about him moving today. He isn't there. But yeah, it's a strange one. I can't believe they're going to let him go with a chance of like 45 million. You think you try and get him out on loan somewhere and then bring him back next season, or you sell him for huge money next year if he does well. But I think Brighton are just maybe trying to recruit money because he's a homegrown player in England because he moved at 16 and they want to reinvest. But it just seems a strange situation in terms of Brighton's viewpoint on it. But listen, he's going to go to Italy. He's going to tear it up. I'm sure it'll be done in the next couple of days, I hope. But yeah, do you think he'll tear it up there?
I think he will do well. Yeah, I like them types of number 9s and stuff. I think he will do well. I mean, I hope he's like seeking advice as well from like having a chat with Heimer, having a chat with John O'Shea, seeing, you know, is this going to impact me basically? And they'll want him to have regular game time. I think back to as well, they're very dissimilar, of course, Robbie Keane and him, but Robbie learned an awful lot from that year at Inter Milan, just the kind of clever game management and stuff. And, you know, I think, you know, just where he is developed, it might not be a bad thing in a way that he hasn't played, you know, as regular as we want him to, because, you know, he's a big lad and, you know, was fast tracked 16 coming over and, you know, straight into international football. I do, and I've said it on this pod loads of times, the night against France, I had such sympathy for him at home, the home game at Lansdowne Road when he was up front against some experience and he didn't even get a kick. And everyone's expectation of him was absolutely ridiculous. He's a young lad. He needs a pre-season with a team. It needs to be shown a bit of love. He's getting that from Ireland. And I think, yeah, he's going to be one that's just going to thrive off confidence and hopefully he'll get a few goals. And then, you know, that's a big thing. I mean, look, we saw it with Troy Parrott as well, going off to the Netherlands, really done well there. You can even say Adamida going to Celtic and scoring goals. You know, you want your strikers playing. That's what we need, and that's what we need from Evan Ferguson, just because I think the talent is undoubtedly there. So we do want to see him obviously kick on now, and yeah, best of luck. Hopefully, it gets across the line. So let us know your views. Yeah, go on.
And just that they play that, obviously, Queevy put on the Lansdowne Road Twitter about the fact that they play, or Gasparini plays like a 3-4-1-2 or a 3-4-2-1, which actually Ireland play when they've possession, they play a 3-4-2-1. And well, obviously, we've seen Ferguson kind of been thrown on that right number 10 role, which doesn't suit him. But if he's playing in the front two, it'll be interesting how he likes of himself, a Dobbik up, or whether, and Dybala behind him with quite a good player beside him. So yeah, he hopefully Evan goes there and shines because he is a top talent. He's as good as any young striker in Europe is talent wise, and it's just about seeing it now because, like, I won't be if this were the same situation next year. Obviously, my viewpoints would have changed on him, but I just think he still has the potential to go on and be the best striker in Europe because he's that good. But hopefully, this is just a period of difficultness for Evan, and this move to Italy can completely distract him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we want it to work out the best. We need him playing, though, coming into these World Cup qualifiers. That's the important thing, I think. And another Irish player here, Kevin Zefi. He was in action tonight, wasn't he, Conor?
Yeah, another Roma player.
Yeah.
Another Roma player, actually quite interesting. I couldn't believe it when I seen it, to be honest, because no one had told me information, and people very close to Kevin didn't even know he was playing. It was kept very quiet. Sligo Rovers were playing Mansfield Town in a friendly tonight at the showgrounds, and he was playing for Sligo Rovers as a trialist. I couldn't believe it when I seen it, and then obviously went and found out. So Kevin played for Sligo tonight against a Mansfield team that were over pre-season. Sligo were quite rotated. I think Mansfield won 3-1, but the goal was scored by Kevin Zefi, which is quite interesting. From my understanding and from what I've heard, Kevin won't be signing for Sligo Rovers. It's very unlikely he does, or signs for League of Ireland team. It was more seen as an opportunity that Kevin could play a bit of football and get his name for whatever potential suitors wanted to see him play, and tonight was a good opportunity. But obviously there must be some interest in Sligo if he would have went and played there tonight, but I do think it's unlikely, especially when you go and score as well. It probably doesn't help his case for playing Sligo. Might have hoped he played crap because he might have a better chance. But yeah, I think I know there's interest from EFL teams, probably like League One, probably be most likely if you went to England, and Scottish Premiership teams and teams in Scandinavia. So yeah, but thing is, Zefi needs to get out of Italy. Young players on in Italy just don't shine. Another example of an Irish player going to Italy in academy level and not working out. It seems, and it's not even just Irish players going to Italy and not working out. It's just footballers in general, because this academy system over there is a complete mess. It's always been a mess, and it doesn't seem like it's going to change it all. To be honest with you, it just seems to be getting worse, and hopefully, Kevin can get out of there and make sure he's mentally and physically right to wherever he goes now. He's not. I mean, hopefully he will be going. Like he's not in pre-season with Roma, and the deal can get sorted wherever he decides to go next. Hopefully tonight's thing will speed up a deal because fit and firing Kevin Zefi is a very dangerous prospect, and he want to be back in the Ireland 21s come September, and he'll need to get into first team football as soon as possible and playing every week if he wants to be in that squad.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of emphasise there for those listening, we've been talking about Evan Ferguson going to Roma. It's a lot different, though, isn't it, than going into the academy setup there. We were expecting Evans going into the first team squad there, and that's what he's going to do. Whereas Zefi, it was the academy system that he's in there. And yeah, I've heard that from actually Keith Andrews was saying probably 2 or 3 years ago now when we interviewed him at the Risk London event in at the Club Ring, that he said that he felt that Italy isn't great for these young players going there because for the development and stuff. So at that level, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that works out for him. But yeah, look, no harm for the profile scoring a goal. And yeah, look, if you do want to know where these Irish lads, we've got some incredibly talented Irish footballers coming through. And where can you find them? Where can you find out all the latest news in it? Following our very own social media channels, including at Rep Tracker and Prendy M when I retweet Conor's tweet. So that's it. And here it is. This is going to be an example now of Conor absolutely thriving. The most. I've said it. I'm always praising. I'm not going to be too nice, but I'm just saying this is the knowledge, basically the knowledge of the pod. Right. Talk to us about these 3 transfers because some of these lads, I'm going to be very honest, haven't got a clue who they are. And if I don't know, Dave definitely doesn't know. So Mullins, here he is, signed for Wycombe Wanderers.
Yeah,
that's him, Jamie Mullins.
Yeah, it's actually quite a surprising signing that he's left Brighton on a permanent deal. He's going to Wycombe. He played for Brighton first team against Wycombe on the weekend. Played the second half. He done very well supposedly. I don't think Wycombe wouldn't have signed him if he didn't do very well. So they must have seen. There must have been some level of interest anyway in taking him in, or maybe even taking him on loan. And then they might have been very impressed and thought, we'll probably try and go all out for this lad and get a signing. I'm sure Bowes, he was at St. Kevin's and then he was at Bowes. I'm sure financially, I don't know what the fee is, it's undisclosed, but I'm sure the two of them will get a bit of a percentage of it. So hopefully they're happy with that. He's an excellent footballer. Of all, since the last 21's campaign finished last October, it's been friendly in November, March, and June. And he was, in all honesty, he was Ireland's best player in that middle of the park. He's a brilliant midfielder. He's a type of midfielder that we really lack, playing in a deeper role. Excellent on the ball, so good on the half turn, and always looking to play forward. It's something we really, really lack in a midfielder, and he's the type of player that you'd hope would get into the Ireland senior squad as soon as possible, and really make an impact because he's going to be a key player for the 21s this upcoming campaign, and he will be a long-term Ireland in the first team, and he's still only he's 20. He's still very young. People saying, why would you go to England if you're going to end up at Wycombe? Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, he's been in a top academy environment. Now it's his chance to go into the EFL system and really prove himself. And I think it's one good year at Wycombe and you're right back in the like you're in a championship picture. Or Wycombe are investing heavily this summer, which will hopefully put them towards maybe a promotion spot. So yeah, he's a brilliant signing for them. A lovely midfielder, type of midfielder we don't produce all that often. Just actually a midfielder you enjoy watching, not the hustle and bustle midfielder that we actually usually produce. He's a real talent in terms of on the ball. And I'm very surprised Brighton have let him go on a permanent deal, to be honest with you. But I guess Wycombe must have offered himself a very good financial package, and they would have offered Brighton quite a decent fee because he is an excellent player.
Yeah, and on the subject, obviously Ireland under 21s where he'll feature. Breaking news a little bit today. Ireland have confirmed they're going to take on Andorra in Tallaght Stadium in Dublin on Tuesday the 9th of September, and then they're going to head down to Cork for the Friday the 10th of October game to face Slovakia in Turner's Cross. So do get along to those games if you can to follow.
Quite interesting that they're
players.
Quite interesting that they're going with Tallaght again, because the nightmare Tallaght against Latvia last year, and I don't know why. I'm guessing probably it's Andorra. You could play them at Tallaght. No harm. You're probably not even that you're going to get the crowd. It's because you get a way better crowd in Turner's Cross. To be honest with you, it's the thing of playing them off the park because it is a better surface and Tala, bigger pitch. You're more likely to go and batter them 7 or 8-0 in Tala, and so I think that's probably the reason. And it's good to spread the games around the country. Really, I know spreading around Dublin, Cork isn't the most row places to spread games, but they should hopefully batter them. And then Slovakia at home is one of the key games because they'll be considered one of the teams that will try and finish in the top 2 and get them at Turner's Cross with a full sold-out stadium, and you'd hopefully put them to the sword and set Ireland on their path to qualifying for the Euros. But it's interesting that they've gone with 2 separate. I thought they might have just kept Everton to Cork for this campaign, but I'm guessing they want to give Tala a go again.
And as well, the Dublin game, obviously, on the 9th of September, that's when we're in Armenia, I think. So
and the second one's when we're in Portugal. The second one's
it's Portugal.
At least it's not too bad. When they played the Latvia one, it was very strange because it was on the same night that we played. Who did we play? Did we play at the Viva? Did we play Hungary? No, Hungary. I think last before the Euros. No, it wasn't that. I can't remember. But we played someone after directly because I remember watching from the ground in the Viva and thinking, why? Because people aren't going to go to the under-21s match if it's at the same time as the senior match in the same city. Like it should have been played in Cork. Like I know they wanted to play Latvia and Dublin to try and beat them comfortably, and it just went arseways. But they would have done so much better. Would have played in Cork. But I guess when there's a match away, it's not that much of an issue.
Yeah. We just want to hear from you, the Raw faithful. Give us your comments. Get us your views on. Will you be going down to the under-21 games? Are you travelling to Portugal? Or what games are you going out the next, obviously, 6 games of Ireland's qualification campaign? But it's always interesting. We do follow us as well on our socials as well, the latest news on the under-21s, because obviously we follow all the Irish football teams, especially these young players coming through. Tell me about this lad, Cathal McCarthy.
Interesting one. Well, he's not gone anywhere. He was he signed for Hull last year and stayed at Hull or stayed at UCD to complete his leaving cert, which is fair enough, which a lot of young players do, in fairness. Wanted to stay at home, get his leaving cert done, and then move over and go into the professional environment at Hull. And he has been away with them in first team pre-season, which has been a very good start to life. Go straight from playing in the first division to Hull's first team. Came on at halftime today. Harry Vaughan played the first half, as did John Egan. And then Cal McCarthy came on. Usually he plays as centre half. Has always played as centre half. Came on number 6 row today. And if you want to pull up that picture again, Martin. Hull City fans are comparing him to Sergio Busquets. We used to play from FIFA. Busquets. We used to play in FIFA back in the day. Biscuits. Sergio Busquets. Because of how good he played as a number 6 today, and they're absolutely raving about how good he was, and which is always something good to see, especially in number 6 row, which we don't have many options there. And I know from people at UCD have talk him up so highly and how good he is, and that they think he's someone to go on and play for the Ireland first team in the future. And he was in the Ireland under-19s this past year. It was his first time in the international setup, and such a good side. And it would be because I believe it was something to do with there was an injury or something that he ended up getting pushed up into midfield, which seems to be could end up being a blessing in disguise. See if he can fill in another role, and it could end up being his position, play as a number 6. And if he can break through at Hull as a number 6, it could be a very quick run into the under-21s and then into the first team, because it's a very, very high level he's going to be playing at next season. And if he is a first teamer, but he is an excellent player, and he is one to watch this season, because we don't know whether he will end up breaking into the first team or not, because it is pre-season, end of story. And a lot of lads get a chance in pre-season, but it is to go from UCD to go and to it. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's good to hear this. I love the way fans react, isn't it, to this? Like, it's just compare players to absolute legends. Absolutely brilliant. But look. Another one that you've got to follow Rep Tracker, and you'll find out where these lads are all coming through. Another one you spoke about earlier is Joe Gardner. Was he playing tonight?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
And that's Ireland under-21 international, who has linked up with Mansfield. I've spent the second half of last season at Lincoln City. So tell me about him. Where does he play?
He is. It's a good question because he plays in a lot of
Full of them.
positions. He plays in a lot of positions. He can play as a number 10, can play as a false 9, can play as a number 8, can play on the wing. He's played a lot of positions. You'd have to ask him what his best position in because he's that versatile. I don't maybe he doesn't know himself where he'll be in the long run because I'd say probably it's a false 9 or a 10 is probably where we'll see him in the long term. But he's such an excellent player. I know he's been very, very highly thought of by the FEI for years. He finally got his chance to make his debut for the 21s in March after starting very. I know he actually got sent off with straight red on his Lincoln debut, which was not great. But then he went in and he done very well for them. He's thought very highly at Nottingham Forest. I know he made his debut for them in the FA Cup a couple of years ago. He played for the first team last weekend in a friendly against Chesterfield. I'm surprised actually. I'm surprised he's went to Mansfield over because I know Lincoln wanted him back, but whatever way Forest have decided, probably going to Mansfield might be better for his development for the year. Maybe he'll be seen as their main man in the side. He's an excellent footballer. He offers a lot on the ball, off the ball, covers ground very well, scores goals. He scores a lot of goals. He was scoring goals for fun for Forest's 21s, no matter what position they played them. And he should do very well at Mansfield this season. And he's another of the Ireland or 21 bracket that'll be a massive player for this coming campaign because he's a very nice fella as well, in fairness, and he should do very well for Ireland and for Forest even in the long run because he's the type of player with the potential to break into the first team. I know Jim Crawford said he spoke to Andy Reid about him, and Andy Reid thought that last season he was going to get his chance in the first team. And that's probably why he didn't go on loan for the first half of the season but then all of a sudden they were top 4 at that stage and they were competing for Champions League, and obviously they weren't going to pull playing over Morgan Gibbs White but yeah, he's a very, very highly thought of player at Forest and around even in the EFL, so it's a real coup for Mansfield. It'll be a great loan for him this season now, getting the full season in League One and then hopefully maybe Championship next season.
Yeah, getting lots of game time is going to be important now for that lad's development, of course. But yeah, another great move. I mean, we'll be following him as well on our live shows every week. We get the latest news on Irish footballers, how they've got on. We do OBIG, and that's where we go through all the Irish eligible players and players who represent Ireland underage or the senior team. And we say how they've got on, how many minutes they had, how many goals they've scored, or clean sheets, assists, all sorts. And it's just full of errors, frankly. It's full of Obig's often full of errors by Dave, and that's we'll give him a shout out for that and make him solely responsible. Some nice news now I'm going to share, and this is about Jimmy Dunn, who I love Jimmy Dunn, and QPR fans are absolutely mad about him, aren't they? But he's been confirmed as a 25-26 season club captain for QPR, looking well there in that nice pink and black kit there.
Do you like it?
I do like it, yeah. Yeah, I do. A lot of QPR fans are friends of mine. I was chatting with one of them the other night, Eugene. I'll give him a shout out, Eugene Kenrick. He was chatting to me about the pod as well, watches it. He's actually a massive England fan, but he says he was watching clips of things we do, and he says, like, he was talking about Jimmy Dunn and going, oh, do Ireland fans rate him? And he goes, he absolutely loves him. And the Irish R's, of course, big fans of him. But to be captain as well at QPR, he has great time, doesn't he, for the Irish fans who obviously follow QPR. And I think that's a brilliant reward for him, and it helps his profile as well because it's been a very stop-start for Ireland, hasn't it? And he's had his opportunity now, and I think, yeah, fair play to him. I hope he kicks on and gets an opportunity with Ireland.
I still don't know. I as much as I love Limmy Jump, I just don't know where he gets his chance with Ireland, to be honest with you, because we have Doherty there. We obviously have Coleman, Darrow Shea can play there, Jacob Bryan has played there. It's a very, very difficult position. I know he has naturally been a centre half, and then he's came to right back and made it his own. But the thing is, QPR have invested heavily this summer. I think they'll be a team competing for the playoffs anyway. They'll be a lot stronger than what they were last season. Interesting that Marty Sequences, who's now the new Leicester manager, had a big falling out with Jimmy Dunn in January, and they were very. I think there was something behind the scenes happened big there when the Sheffield United deal nearly happened. And in fairness, the thing is, I'm not surprised Jimmy Dunn's been made captain because they absolutely adore him there. You can see he's a proper leader. They needed someone probably to step in that role. And I did think when he turned down offers, very lucrative offers from MLS clubs this summer for less money at QPR, I'm sure the captaincy was part of that. They'll be competing for promotion thing, he's an excellent player. He's turned into, obviously he's known as Irish Cafu at QPR these days. And the thing is, if they get promoted, he'd be still the first name on the team sheet because he is QPR at this stage. It is his club. It is his home is QPR, and he's went from being maybe from Burnley, where he wasn't that thought that highly of, or wasn't thought he was ready to play that level, and now he's shown that he is ready for that next level. If QPR can get there after this season, and I'm sure if not, or if Sheffield United, whoever you want them, they'll come back in from. And actually, just in Sheffield, we've seen Sam Curtis has done quite well for them so far in pre-season, which is good to see. People were giving out to me about me saying that it's great news for Sam Curtis that Chris Wilder was sacked, but it was because I know Chris Wilder kind of didn't really take a fancy to Sam Curtis, despite them investing big money in him when they signed him. I think because of Keith Andrews actually going there originally, was part of the big reason and that he went there. And I think with the new manager in there, he's quite likes Sam, and Sam's doing quite well, which he kind of needed after a difficult year of loan spells, to be honest, for Sam. But yeah, excellent player, and it's good that we have a few right backs coming through that can maybe make that bit of a difference.
Yep. Again, good to hear. And make sure you are following us on all our social media platforms, and also check out our website, lansdowneroad.ie, for all the latest articles and news in Irish football as well. Lots of brilliant writers we have as part of the team, and some great nostalgia pieces, and chatting about all sorts of stories in Irish football. So yeah, do check out our fantastic writers group over there. And if you do want to get involved, do reach out to us, DM us if you want to get involved in giving us your regular views on Irish football. We're happy to recruit a writing team, to recruit people as part of our writing team here at the pod. So looking forward to that, and a big season ahead. We've got lots and lots of plans for it. So make sure you have subscribed to the show, and we do appreciate your support as always. I mean, look, it's a Tuesday night, just quarter to 10 to 11, almost 1,900 people watching the show. So we do appreciate your support, and make sure you've subscribed and follow us and like the show. I've got to like it, haven't they, Conor?
Yeah. And yeah, I see Rory giving out there. We're not talking about Adam yet. We're going to get into talking about lads in pre-season. Like settle, Rory. I was going to say something there.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
We do want to hear your views. Give us if you want to chat or ask about people. Test Conor.
And actually something I've seen there a couple of hours ago, Louis Barry, who I've spoke about on the podcast quite a bit about him switching to Ireland, or switching. I know he wants to play for Ireland, and it's as good as Everton's done, that he just needs to be called up at this stage. His signing for Sheffield United on a season-long loan from Aston Villa. He actually was going to sign for Hull on a permanent deal. He was, if you remember Martin, he went to them in January, and he tore up League One with Stockport, and then Villa recalled him to send him to Hull on loan, and Hull were going to sign him there for big money actually, and then the transfer embargo came in, so they couldn't get him in the end, and now he's going on loan to Sheffield United for the season, which is a great loan move in fairness for him. He'll do very well. He should do very well. He should score goals playing probably off the left, and hopefully we'll see Tom Cannon maybe kick on as well there this season. Louis Barry's an excellent player, and he's one that we should probably look forward to hopefully seeing make his debut for Ireland in the qualifiers, and that technically a brilliant player. Obviously he's been very hyped up for years and years, back to his days playing with Barcelona, and obviously he played for Ireland before at under 15 and 16 level. So yeah, he should do. Hopefully we'll see him make his debut maybe in September if he starts off very well. And it's just more options, which is always great to have, especially off the wing, which no one has really took that position by its thing. Even though I do think Rocco Vata is going to turn into a superstar this season. But yeah, so it'll be a hopefully big year for him. And yeah,
Rocco on the right, because this man will be on the left.
Oh Jesus Christ!
There he is, Callum O'Dowd. I think he played today for Ferencváros under Robbie Keane. So yeah, we'll be watching Callum over there. That's one that you have to definitely. I think we should have like just
Callum watch.
We love Callum watch, like Roy watch. Some of the older followers of the show will know what we're on about with that. But the new Didsy King Cod.
King Cod.
Anyway. There you go. But look, that's where you got the roundup. Sorry, we are going to get through the comments, and feel free to ask any questions, of course, if you want. Because we love hearing from you and having a bit of crack on a Tuesday night. What else will we be doing? So,
before we get into the comments, before the comments, will we get into just talking about the pre-season so far? in terms of lads play, and just some standout things I probably would say was obviously Kelly and Cahill that we spoke about signed for Leighton Orient. He's kind of gone in as their number one so far, and he's playing quite a bit. Andy Moran, which I'm very glad to see. Obviously, himself, Aaron Cash, and Jamie Mullins and Jacob Slater all played for them against Wickham last weekend before Jamie left. And Andy was the only player to play 60 minutes out of the Brighton team. They had two teams for each halves, and then Andy came on after 30 minutes for Milner. I think that was a pre-planned thing, and Andy ended up getting 60 minutes, which was great to see. Obviously, he's a top talent. I know a lot of people talking about, I've spoken about as well, about, it'd be a hypocrite if I said it wasn't saying to see him, that he'd probably need to go abroad this season on loan, but he is that good of a player. He is a top-class talent. His ability to be a top-class player, that he could go in this preseason and just tear it up, and then he'll be a first-teamer at Brighton, because I know they'll think that highly of him. Cashin as well, it's been big to see him get a chance this preseason and really show what level he's at, really, and hopefully if he doesn't, because I know we've been talking about going on loan, but I think it's a bit early maybe to say. Hopefully he can do really well. And then Jacob Slater actually got 2 assists. I don't know if you've seen, Danny Welbeck scored 4 goals in the first half, and Jacob Slater assisted 2 of them, which was really good to see. Good left back, very good young left back who's played a couple of times with 21s over the campaign so far. So there's stuff the likes of. One I'm very, very happy to see is Millwall played Crystal Palace the weekend. Aidan Maku played the first half for Palace, and in the second half, Teo Adaramola, who I have spoke very highly of in the past. I know Martin, I think he's going to be a future left back for Ireland, and he's going to be a top player. He was unknown the second half season at Bradford. Crystal Palace fans absolutely raving about him. He came on at half time, played left wing back. Suppose he was absolutely top class. What he offered, his pace, his power, ability to carry the ball is excellent, and he could be a player might get a chance. That I know Palace supposedly signed a left wing back in the summer, and Palace fans are actually seem quite disappointed. They're like, why did we sign him if we have Teo? So yeah, he's a very, very good player, and hopefully he can kick. Or maybe he might end up going, or maybe he might go back to Bradford. But I do think he could be ready to go to championship team. Obviously, other stuff like Ike Arazi and John Patrick both played 45 minutes for Stade Rem the other day. Great to see Ike get. Hopefully, I know Ike is going to stay with the first team this season, so hopefully he does get his chance and really tears it up, because I think Ike could be a superstar for Ireland. Hopefully, even this year. I know he's only 17, but he is a top talented type of player, a winger. We don't really produce that often. So like even other stuff, like we've seen Alex Murphy played the first half for Newcastle last week. Supposedly Rocco was absolutely outstanding for Watford against Wimbledon. I don't know what story James Abanko, actually he didn't play the last 2 friendlies. Hopefully he's not a serious injury at him, because we all know he is. And even someone like Emmanuel Adebayoga was at Dundee United last season on loan, and he's been starting for Norwich so far this preseason. He's doing very well. So yeah, I don't want to throw out too many names because you let people get confused. But yeah, it's been a good start for preseason. And for Mr. Rory McDonald, Adam Ida played the other day for Celtic, and he scored for all the Celtic fans. So yeah, hopefully I haven't forgot anyone else who's done well.
I've seen a lot of the lads actually did the I've spoken about it on here before. I've been on holidays there as well, Quinta Delago, but a lot of the lads went to the campus and done a lot of their training conditions stuff. Like Darragh Shea might have been there. He was out there. He was out there, wasn't he? Yeah. So yeah, a little bit of very obviously an Irish link there. Dennis O'Brien, Ireland have trained there as well in their kind of warm training camps and things like that. So great little spot that, to be fair. A lot of the GAA teams go there, and Kelly Harrington was boxing out there as well. And we've just on the subject of boxing as well. Congratulations, of course, to Katie Taylor, former Ireland international, absolute legend. That's 3 wins, obviously, against unbelievable. I mean, the most crazy that was. Did you watch the fight?
Yeah. Did you watch it?
Yeah. Did you think she won it?
Yeah. I didn't think she won the last fight. I thought she won this fight though.
Yeah. I thought I could have seen it a draw. I think the one where she's absolutely battered, where she went to war with her, that one was the one that she. It was probably a bit lucky getting the result, but on the stats of that one, it was quite interesting, wasn't it? That they threw less punches combined, that they did, 50% less punches than in their previous fights. Crazy, because they've got respect for each other now, and
She's
Katie's
getting she's getting old, isn't she? She's
yeah,
getting
but she's
old.
technically so good. And I thought that her corner were brilliant because they, Serrano was being told certain things, which they thought she had it won, but Katie, don't trade with her. Just get in and out, and she does that really well. She's
In fairness, the commentators probably thought, or the corner probably heard the commentators saying how well Serrano was doing, and they thought she had it wrapped up. Like they were quite biased to the American fighter.
I mean, so we are just reading ahead with some of our comments here this evening. We'll put this up. Rory McDonald, speaking of combat sports, have you seen McGregor's hot? But I mean, we don't like talking about McGregor, but Jesus.
I did see it. I did see it. It was a good laugh. I know it was a good laugh, but just never a dull day on Twitter. There's never a dull day on Twitter.
No. But yeah, look, I mean, yeah, Katie, absolutely incredible. But just back to boxing though quickly, because when you watch a fight, sometimes the commentators, their bias just is incredible. And to be fair, Katie's overcome that in like a lot of bias in these fights with Serrano, like fighting in America, of course, and just the whole coverage is all. She was the outsider to win there as well. Yeah. I mean, if you watch back actually, Carl Froch and. Did you know that he fought in front of 80,000 people at Wembley?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And Canelo acknowledged them. I know Canelo acknowledged them once.
But it's when he fought George Groves. I mean, before he knocked him out, like the commentary was all Groves' wrist. Oh, Groves has done brilliant stuff, and then it was all a complete other thing. So crazy. So yeah, I can't have the comments going. Talking about
let them talk with themselves.
Jesus. Right, we're gonna get to the comments. Thanks again, over 2,000 people watching, amazing. Thanks for your support. Do make sure you have subscribed. Follow us on all the socials, of course, and at Rep Tracker at @LRaw_pod. Lansdowne Road on Facebook as well. Massive group there, massive page there run by David, of course. He's not on tonight, but he's done a brilliant job. Over 80,000 followers on that channel, so absolutely brilliant. So we're trying to get you lots of
60,000 bots.
Amazing. We're just trying to get loads of content out there to you. So all about Irish football, nostalgia. We cover everything. All these young players, as Conor's talking through here tonight, just shows you as an example of what we bring to the Irish football community. We're not followers. We're leaders. Yeah. We set the tone. And we'll be at all the games, won't we, Conor? That's what's important. Anyway, we were a little bit late getting off today, and thanks for the reminder of that Celtic Symphony. Late again, what's new? An important part of being an adult is respecting other people's times. That is Roy Keane's burner account. He's got the same mentality. So do I, so that's fine. But yeah, look, thanks for your, sometimes we do have a few technical difficulties, or we have to catch up with the day, or breaking news coming through. So have to upload some images sometimes, so people like to see that. So just bear with us. And then Nick went, all right. I'll put that in the voice of, what's his name? That American actor.
Don't know.
I don't think it's, anyway. Yeah, I can't remember his name. Good for his bank account, bad for his playing time. That's Nick on Evan going to Roma. The speculation there. Rory McDonald joins in with that. Ferguson off to Italy is concerning. Those centre-backs will break him up. The defending is top class over there. Like, how do we know he's going to play? I think if they're... And he also follows up, sure, they have Dybala at Roma. He'll always be a top-class player. They love him in Italy too. He'll always be playing over Ferguson.
Dybala is not going to be playing as a striker.
No. And then Nick says, Will still seems to rate Bazunu more than Alex McCarthy, judging by the preseason minutes so far. Think he should leave Southampton? No, because their fans seem to hate him. What's that, a bit of hatred for Bazunu? I don't know why.
They're not the biggest fan of him.
Nah. I don't know. Why not? Just
because he's struggled this season.
Yeah.
When he made a couple of mistakes.
Yeah. Rory also says, sure, wasn't Keane the same age when he went to Italy and he got sent back to England in no time? He did, but hindsight's an easy thing, isn't it? But you look at the squad that Robbie Keane went into there and what they all went on to be. He was with Ronaldo there, wasn't he? And incredible. And he learnt so much, that I would say. Nick, Serie A is a lot more shite than it was then, though, Rory. So, I mean, the Italian league, it has struggled, isn't it, over years, but, you know, and even Italian football, let's be honest, they won the Euros and then they didn't qualify. So, crazy. They can get it together, though, and, you know, they do it right there, I think. But I think he'll do all right there if he goes. Gaelic edits. Tabala's close to being a retirement home and doesn't play as a striker chap. And that's what you just said. Celtic Symphony. Who's Trevor? And why do Everton want him? They already have the lad who plays for England. Travers is who we're talking about. It's the Ireland goalkeeper, Mark Travers, who's signed a 4-year contract with Everton. And then Rory and Nick having a bit of a chat. Nick, you don't really see strikers score loads of goals in Italy. Lukaku is the only one, and he's top class, one of the best strikers ever. Would you have Lukaku as one of the best strikers ever?
Ever in football, ever, or in maybe in Serie A? Maybe he's the greatest, one of the best to ever play in Serie A in terms of goal wise and stuff. But I wouldn't say Lukaku is one of the best strikers to ever play football.
No. Nick also says Gasperini is a great coach for Ferguson type strikers. He turned Scamacca and Retegui into much better players. Rory says, was it Conor who referenced Immobile scoring goals in Italy for fun? Sure, he's a much better player than Ferguson is right now. Cop on. I like it when people are a bit abusive of each other. Come on, Matt Con Ula. Hey lads, what's new? Gasperini can really help Virgo. There you go. And then Mac Phillips says the Paddle King. Was that for you, Conor?
Yeah, we were playing paddle earlier.
How are you getting on? Is it good? I know a lot
it's
of
good
people.
Crack. Yeah, it's good crack. It was played the first time last week and played again today. It's good crack.
But obsessive with it now, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
Quick.
It's good.
Is it quicker than squash?
No, it's not quicker than squash.
No.
Well, it's good crack. Like he played for a while, but he spelled paddle wrong. It's P-I-D-E-L.
And what's the pickleball? Is that different?
That's what all. Yeah, it's all Americans play. We don't do that. We're unique over here.
All right. Nick says, I don't rate Ferguson as much as most, Rory, but he'll definitely do better in Serie A than the Premier League. And then Kimon says, Rory McDonald wouldn't say that defending in the Serie A is amazing, mate. Mark Phillips, here's a question for you. Any news on Josh Keeley, Conor?
No, I cannot give any.
Is that Mark in that profile picture for Mark? Is that Mark?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Oh, right. Who does he play for? That's a club, is it? Is that your club?
No, a different club in Milan.
Oh, okay. Schooling you there, is it? You're out of shot there. Rory, any news on Josh Keeley? So I interrupted. No,
I can't give any updates at this time.
Okay, sorry. Yeah,
maybe in the next couple of days, but I can't give it.
Yeah. Rory McDonald says, maybe Nick, but where's the guarantee that he'll be getting on the pitch? It's about Ferguson. Roma would buy him if they rated him that highly. Like, yeah, true that, says Nick. And Kimon says, Brighton are deluded. They think that they can rely on Grandpa Welbeck and the two young Greek teenagers. Ferguson deserves another chance at Brighton, but oh well. Yeah, I would have. We were hoping that a little bit. That, I know it's gonna. If he goes to Italy, no problem because we'll have an interest in it. But I was looking forward to seeing him with Pedro as well. He's gone straight to Chelsea. I was looking forward to seeing him get in there. But and then Ciao Tifosu Blosio. I tried to find Roma on YouTube and this come up. And he's done.
I'm glad
Ferguson,
I did.
Good. Ferguson, good. Yes. Yeah, it's good. So that's it. Yep. Make sure you subscribe. Ciao Tifoso Blosio. Butchered that. But yep, make sure you hit the subscribe button because we will be covering Evan Ferguson wherever he is. Hopefully he is with Roma for you. And we will be covering him and seeing how. Want to hear your views as well. If you go to Roma games, let us know how he's getting on and how the Roma fans are receiving him. Kimon says, don't think so, mate. Roma gave him the number 9 jersey. Well, that's okay. What's that about? Whoever. Kimon also says, what's the story with Zefi? How can he be on trial if he's still under contract with Roma, or was he released by them?
No, he's not been released.
He's not been released, but it's just
the reality is their money they want for Zefi. It's like Roma before it. Simple as.
And then Ciao.
I see a lot of people are giving out to me in the comments on my posts. About
Guys,
Zefi, it's my fault. Why he's not going to sign for Sligo. Like,
yeah, guys, try before buy. It happens always in Italy. Kieran says, Kieran Leo, see you, Kieran. Thanks for watching as usual. Where's Dave? Dave needs a night off sometimes. And Jack O'Connor says, has Dave left the show? That is gut wrenching. So that's Dave's number one fan there. And no, he's not left the show. No, he's just not. We do have other jobs that we do. We love doing this, of course, but yeah, sometimes life gets in the way. But we still were determined, myself and Conor, to catch up earlier and have a chat and say, right, let's get on and have a chat with the Raw faithful and give them the latest news on Irish football. Roy McDonald, Rovers to Inter to Roma, back to the League of Ireland. Ha ha ha, some boy. That's a negative prediction for our Evan. Bo McCarthy, Gerard Howley had a trial at West Brom tomorrow. Apparently, he's choosing between a career in football and mud wrestling. And Gaelic Edit says, who is Gerard Howley? Roma want goals, says Ciao Tifoso Blosio. The Romanisti will not be okay if he plays bad. The fans are dumbasses. So look at that. You have to follow us. Watch the show tonight. We're getting, input from our Italian friends, letting us know what their view will be if Evan doesn't do well. Rory says, I've bad news for the Romanisti then, boy. He'll be lucky to get 5 goals.
Very, very, very dismissive of Mr. Rory. Oh, but he loves because he loves Zeta.
Yeah. Chow, because he got injured, plus Potter was an absolute helmet. That's why he's not played enough. Potter didn't play him because he couldn't run, says Nick. And Kimon says he was full of confidence after that Bulgaria game, yet he still didn't give him a chance. We then went on chatting earlier about, and we put up a little post of Jimmy Dunn and the pink and black QPR kit, which I'll just throw up again, just for everyone to see it. Lovely kit, the pink and black. Yeah, very nice. There's some lovely kits out, actually. I like it this time of the season. Some really nice stuff coming up there. And yeah. Any particular kits caught your eye, Conor?
I've seen the Hull one today. I've seen a lot of mixed opinions. A lot of people love it and a lot of people hate it. So I don't know. I can't think of any ones that are actually quite nice. Do you know any?
No, I have. Obviously, I've seen the Bose Oasis one. It's quite nice.
It's
good. It's decent. There's been a couple that caught my eye. I'm trying to think. But yeah, we must do a little bit of a chat about kits and get people to share as well photos of the kits they like. And then Kimon also says about Potter didn't play Ferguson at all. He did give him a chance, as Nick. He started the next game, it just wasn't good. He also was kind of unlucky because Fulker had come back from injury earlier. And Kimon just says, yeah, he got 45 minutes versus Wolves, and that wasn't much. Right, Rory then says, over the moon that I didn't go to that dribble of shite over in Parky Queeve. Celtic versus Cork with Adam's face printed everywhere, and he wasn't even in the squad. Some load of chances. And he also, for you, and he scored there the other day. Adam did. No mention of that, though, Conor. Why don't you like Adam either?
Did he say Adam scored at Parky Queeve? He didn't score Parky Queeve.
No, he just said he scored. No, he just went and he scored the other day. Day.
Yeah, I did mention
it. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We do like Adam. Nick says, I want Ferguson to play more, but he was just so far off it when he did play. Can't blame the manager for not playing him more. And he also says this Roma will be a great move for him, though, I feel. And then Kimon says, so Danny Ings was the answer then. Danny Ings didn't make it scored, lol. Well, we did get minutes over Fergo at times, says Kimon. So I do like all this chat between everyone. C. He is watching on X. Only hopping in now. Did you see the talk about Zefi having interest from SBL and EFL? Spoke about that earlier on the show. Zefi playing Sligo this evening.
Yeah, SBL, EFL, Scandinavia.
Yeah, but he's not going to end up with Sligo, unfortunately, for the League of Ireland. It's just interest from abroad, and the fact that the fee that Roma would want for Zefi, Sligo wouldn't play that.
You were chatting earlier about as well that Palace fans raving about Ada Ramola. Yep, it's good to see. Another one that we'll be following, obviously on No Big Weekly. Nick agrees Teo could be the one. Come on, McLean and Wrexham are down in Australia and New Zealand. Class gesture by him to sign them jerseys for that Irish lad. I didn't see that, did you?
Yeah, there's
Oh,
an
I did.
Irish did that, and he was wearing the tracksuit top.
Oh, I did see it. Yeah, I did see it. Yeah, class. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think he'll play much at Wrexham next year?
Yeah, he'll still play a lot of minutes, but I don't think he'll be considered a main player as such, because he's just getting to that age, really. I'd love to see him do it, because it'd be great. It would be great for McLean himself, but he's just not gonna. I just don't think it's realistic at this stage of his career to ask him to play every week, especially when he's considered. I don't know where, like, are Wrexham gonna try and do back promotions, and he's just simply not going to be at that level to get to a Premier League side, and so I just don't think it's. Do you think he'll start for them?
I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. Yeah, it's just, I think he's brilliant with the profile of everything with them and stuff. But I like seeing some of his stuff off the field. But yeah, like, they're going to have to move on soon, aren't they? A little bit to be thinking future wise if they're going again. But look, fair play to him. Fantastic, like, little bit of a end to his career in a sense, isn't it? That he's that renaissance, I think, and having these back-to-back successes. So fairly good. Right, Connor, is that a new hoodie from Celtic? Look at you. This is the face of Castore.
Yeah, I know. Where's my sponsorship deal, Castore?
Yeah, go on. There's some great sales of stuff. I mean, look, they're going to have new stuff out, but there's some brilliant. It is Castore, admittedly, but there's a lot of good stuff out there now on discounted, the Irish stuff.
Yeah, it is. The sort of stuff is actually quite nice, Martin, to be honest with you. I don't want to speak too highly of them until the sponsors, but yeah, hopefully they brought the new jersey. It'll be nice in September, which we were expecting them to release. Like, because how long has it been?
Yeah. And the women have got their one. Although I've seen, like Sports Direct. Now I can't go off them, but it was like, new men's Ireland shirt, and it's the women's version, but they're selling the men's version of it, obviously, in a sense. So it's not. I don't think the men will wear that one. I'll be very disappointed if they turn around and went, actually, now the lads can wear it as well.
Yeah,
if we're going to do the concept idea. So, Bro McCart. Oh, sorry. Rory says, is Obafemi back in training, or is he dossing?
I don't know. He was actually training in your favorite spot in Portugal.
Was he?
Yeah, he was training there, but I don't know if he's with Burnley for pre-season or whether he's been booted out.
I'm going there the wrong time of year. I need to be sitting on my ass watching them running the heat.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've done that quite a bit. Watching Keane do that.
You want to watch half-naked men running in the heat, all sweaty? Weird guy.
Listen, it's a great setup there. Don't knock it. You'd love it there. That's where we should be doing our. That's where Ireland should have been playing, not Lisbon. We could have been there. We could have been playing paddle. We'd have a right crack.
Yeah, I know.
Brilliant little spot, that Quinta de Lago. Tell you what, you can't go wrong with it. I see there. Actually, Matt Doherty was over at Adamida there playing golf as well. So pretty good. What was I going to say? Here we are. Bo McCarthy, good. One of our followers. Bo McCarthy, Evan Ferguson at Roma. Shit is his. And then probably both Rory. And I don't know what that was about. I don't know what that's about. Come on. I was referring to Dove Bix earlier when I was talking about that number 9 jersey. Okay. Okay. Didsy is a Baylor, one of my favourite followers. Didsy is in a higher quality than Callum O'Dowda in 25. Martin, any words? High quality division is what he's clarified. Jesus, I've seen that. Next week, I think, is the waiting on the qualifier opposition for Callum and Robbie Keane next week. I think that is. Bo McCarthy, just seen more clips of Howley. I mean, come on, that's exceptional. That centre for bread and butter. He takes the ball, pops it off, gets the mix, sniffs out a chance, takes it baggy bound. Oh, here we go. Kit. Stoke away kit. Boston looked good in it, says Nick.
Yeah, actually, seeing that they're all fans like there's no way he's not going to be our greatest ever player the way he looks in that kit. So yeah, it's good to see Boston firing again for preseason because Boston is back and he's ready to take over the championship this season because he's an exceptional player.
Yep. And just before we wrap up as well, just a reminder, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Check out the website, of course, as well, and all of our social media. We've got some brilliant plans. Obviously, we're a month away from the Premier League starting, and I think we're going to do a fantasy football league, aren't we, Conor?
Yeah.
Yep. So, do look out for that. And all the information as well of our plans for the season. We're going to do a preview of the EFL, all the leagues around Europe as well. We're going to go through and give our predictions. Want to hear from you as well, who you're going to predict to have a good season, which players you think are going to be breakout players as well for Ireland and their clubs. And obviously catch up every week with our live show where we do OBIG and the latest news on Irish football, of course. So that includes ticketing news, everything, travel information. Actually, give a shout out to Gary Spain. He was actually in America for the Ireland and Women's International Games against the USA. Didn't go very well there, but he went to the World Club final crap that Chelsea ended up winning.
It was a good game.
Yeah,
as he played well,
wasn't it? Yeah, great goal. The one when he put it in the corner,
yeah.
The little fake pass.
Both were in the same sort of finish, but the fake pass to Gusto, and then he fake shot it, and he's different class.
Yeah. But I saw as well, obviously Liam Delap, who put up that comment earlier saying he should be launched. If your son doesn't play for Ireland, you should launch him.
But the photo of him with Rory, funny enough, he's already been demoted to a bench player at Chelsea. Which is quite funny because everyone was going on with these next big thing, and João Pedro has already took his place. But funny enough, if Liam Delap ends up playing for Ireland, which is, I don't think is going to happen, and I don't really care if he does or not, but it would be two Irish strikers in a row that would have got their place taken by João Pedro at club level, because he came into Brighton and took Evan's place. I don't say Evan's place, but he kind of like the whole team would end up being built around João Pedro as such, and the whole system changed, which affected Evan massively.
I mean, that's it. Football, isn't it? Of course. And as I was saying there, Gary Spain, he's a supporters liaison officer, big fan of Irish football, of course, but really interesting. His experience of being in America, traveling, hotel prices, flight hassle, changing, stopping flights, putting people onto different ones. Sounded a little bit horrific at times. Gary's very experienced with all that, though. Networks very well with fellow football fans on tickets and everything like that. But so again, just well worth a follow, Gary, because you'll get a little bit of insight into some of the challenges we're going to have when we travel to America next year, watching Ireland. So, all good. Well worth a follow. Come on, says, what about Owen Eldon? Are the Juve links true?
They're definitely interested in him, but I don't know how it developed, because he won't go he'll stay at the end of the season. So I don't know what he'll go from where he'll go, what club he'll go to, because there's so much interest in him that hopefully he'll just go to the club that is straight away offering first team football at the highest level. Yeah.
And any news on Mason Melia? Has he joined up with Tottenham?
No. You should know this. You can't have an Irish football podcast and not know he can't go till January. He's still 17.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Sorry, I stand corrected. Jesus, I'm just looking forward to seeing him at Enfield Town in January. Which you were horrendously offended by when I suggested that before. Come on, a loan to Aberdeen, Hibs or Hearts could help Obafemi.
Yeah.
What came up to Scotland?
Yeah, it wouldn't probably be bad from. It just shows what a waste of talent, man.
Oh yeah. And then Bristol third kit is a little prediction there from TK saying about nice kits that are out there. And David Dunn, here he is, the last word for someone who can't be asked chatting to the Raw faithful this evening. He just cannot be bothered. He doesn't love you like we do. He can't be bothered, everybody. He's got to work, or he's got a life. He's at the gym, or some of his other extracurricular activities he gets up to. just don't mention the hard drive. He gets very upset when you bring that up. I don't mean that in a sinister way. But he says he'll be back in August, and that's, you know, I think we'll throw him under the bus here. We were talking about doing a preview of the season and working out dates today, and I said, "Oh yeah, like 22nd or something like that, like for next week or something." And he wanted to do the preview, and he said August, and I went, "Well, the season would have started then, so it's a bit late to do the preview at that time." Just another comment here. Come on, Oshivuna is another player I really have high hopes for. Where do you think he will go?
I think the comment.
Apparently, Arsenal are in for him.
Yeah.
Did I see as well? JJ Gabriel, has he extended his contract with United?
Yeah, it is.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to try and find out a little bit more on him from the contacts.
His father needs to stay off social media. That's all I'll say. Jesus, never stops. All you have to do is check his Twitter, and he's flat out leaves the kid alone and let him play. Actually, and good to see another Irishman, Jim McAvoy, signed a scholarship at Man United last week, and scored his first goal for the under-18s.
Who was that?
Jay McAvoy.
Right.
Good second name. Scored his first goal for their under-18s at the weekend in his first game. I know it was only a friendly, but it's a good start.
Yeah. Okay. And TK, do you think John Patrick, of course, will stay in League Two?
Yeah. I think he will. I don't think he'll leave.
Play regularly, isn't it? That's the thing. A lot of these lads need to just be playing. We say that, and and if they do play well at that level, then they're going to get moves in January still, because or they're not getting games. They need to look at moving then. So, two really interesting kind of transfer windows in a way at the moment, and obviously we'll be covering all these transfers. We spoke about quite a few of them this evening. What happens as well with some of these younger players as well. They may well be on their club tours now, making up numbers in a sense, but getting experience, of course, very valuable experience, and then the clubs will work it out who's going on loan and get game time, and this player we can do without, and they can be called back, of course. But we'll have it all covered here. Follow up Rep Tracker to get the latest as well on all the lads. I get my
just some breaking news.
Yeah, go on.
From John Fallon.
Right.
Derry Coughlin resigns from FAI role. His resignation the word comes 12 days after John Finnegan quit as vice president, citing personal reasons. The head has resigned to Blood Association 4 years. 12 days after John Finnegan left has come after there appeared. It comes as the FAI have been requested to appear before the Erectus Sports Committee over the handling of historical abuse about women's footballers, and then about Fianna Fáil Porg Sullivan contenderies about allegations made against national manager Mick Cook back in 2023. Obviously, Mick Cook has allegations. That's some breaking news.
He's the head of legal and governance. I mean, that's a big thing, because that's what this is all about. I mean, it's just one thing after the other, isn't it? You kind of want a bit of continuity and a bit of
it's weird.
calm.
Yeah, it's just not the right time. I feel bad for people in FAI that are there on the day-to-day basis trying to do the best, and people are just coming and going, and how can you a bit of continuity in the long run if people are just coming and going? And I don't think it's a great look for these people who are jumping ship at first opportunity or first anything that goes bad while they're there. They're not there trying to rectify these mistakes. They're trying to just go away. I seen what was her name? Hannah Dingley, that was the head of women's, has now gone to Man City as head of their women's academy. Which isn't, obviously she was only in the door and she's basically gone. But no, I don't like this. I don't know if people, probably depends how passionate you are for Irish football, because that fellow was at the IRFU before that. But I just don't like. I know maybe something's happened behind the scenes that we don't know about, or things think he can't fix whatever the problems are. But it is quite disappointing.
I think some of these senior kind of role people, they just, as a career, it can be it's like crisis management sometimes. You could just go in there, and I've had experience of this in my own professional working life. Just people can come in companies, and they just talk a good game. They're on decent money and talk shit, to be honest, and then they're out the door in a year, and what did you actually do? You've done nothing. They don't back it up, but they just take money out of these companies. You know, it's so difficult though when there's association business, and it is a business ultimately. You know, and it's struggling and stuff, and it's so hard to get that continuity and good people involved and have a sense of pride for working with it when there's all this negative stuff thrown at it as well. I do have great sympathy like you there, Conor, because we know some great people working for the FAI, and we want Irish football to do well, and that is under the umbrella of the FAI, whether we like it or not. I mean, you know, Alder's debate, wasn't it? Should we rip it all up, start again? But very hard to do that, and you know, the massive ramifications for it all, you know, with UEFA and everything like that. So, yeah, just disappointing though seeing this kind of stuff break. And yeah, but look, we want to be positive. Look, we're going into a World Cup. Yeah, we've got to get our house in order still again now. But I feel great sympathy for people who just are working in there, trying to do stuff, trying to change things, like David Carell. You know, he's been a fantastic supporter of even our podcast, to be honest. Like, we do knock the FAI, we call them out for things. We've got some great contacts in the FAI, fans of the show, working at the FAI and as kitmen and chefs and things like that. We have brilliant interaction with people from the FAI because we're at games, we see them around, we see them at airports. We have a good crack. They'll call us out for things we say. I've had more than 2 or 3 people say to me, that was wrong what you said there. But that's what it's about. We're promoting Irish football ultimately, and or we want the best for Irish football. So yeah, that's disappointing now tonight. But yeah, I'm sure more will unravel with that. But yeah, we just want to say thanks as well. Over 2,500 of you watching tonight. You're not all subscribers, so make sure, please, it does help us. Subscribe, hit that like button, share
subscribe
the
right now.
Yeah, subscribe right now, and also. Oh, yeah. What about Noonan? Why didn't City move happen for him while he was at St. Pat's? Do we know that?
I think the deal may have fell through. I know they're still interested in him, but the deal was never completed. So it just never happened, really, to be honest. And hopefully maybe it might happen when he's 18. The thing is, he's 16. He can't move anywhere for 2 years. So there's 2 years for if a deal's going to happen for it to come to fruition. And I'm sure Rovers will end up making very good money off him, and he'll go to a very big club no matter what because he's done so well. But I'm not sure exactly where he will end up because I'm sure there's a lot of interest, but no real official offer. But maybe this summer we might see something break, or maybe come January.
Yeah, there you go. You asked the question. Conor gave you the answer. That's what you get on this show. So
it was basically an answer saying I don't know. It was basically an I don't know. Basically, I don't know.
Listen, you should get a job at the FAI and be a politician. You could go and
Facts.
solve that place without a doubt. Just want to say again, thank you for over 2,500 watching this evening. Make sure you do subscribe to the show. We'll be back very, very soon with lots of content. Make sure you're following all our social media channels. Check out the website, of course, as well. And anything you want to DM us, contact us. Let us know your thoughts on anything if you want to see particular shows. On anything to do with Irish football. We love doing this. It's for the fans. It's by the fans. And thank you for your interaction this evening. It really, really is appreciated. And thank you, Conor, for your wonderful insight. And have a great rest of the week, everybody. We'll be catching up. Look at our socials for all our little clips. Look back at our last episodes as well. We've got some fantastic interviews with some massive stars of Irish football as well. And we are the original and the best. So we'll catch up with you very soon. And come on, you boys in green.